welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm using this microphone because I want to start using this microphone for this type of stuff that I'm gonna be doing. Right now I don't have like a proper place to place it, so I'm just gonna be carrying it with my hand like I'm on an interview. I'm sitting by the window so that when it changes in the light, even though I've got my ring light on, it's not that big, so the light is a bit shaky here, but I don't think it's bad or anything. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emma Pascal. I'm not an FMF video, but you can just call me Lay. I'm sorry if I'm viewing on the screen. I'm like looking at the screen, and not looking at the camera sometimes because there's so much beauty on the screen. So you can't blame me for looking at the screen, right? But anyway, in this video I'm gonna be doing my first ever BL review. Now if you don't know what BL is basically boys love series from Asian countries such as Japan, Thailand, Singapore. No. Yes, I think Singapore is in Asia. China, etc., etc. Oh yeah, I've got the Philippines because it's quite big as well when it comes to BL nowadays. So yeah, those are some of the countries that have been producing BL series, and I've been enjoying BL series from like 2018, and I've just been loving them so much. Let me start off like how I end up watching BL and like why I do love BL, the way I do love BL. Yeah, let me discuss that maybe. So in 2018 I was still in varsity at the time, and I was just looking for like series that are like queer directed or directed to queer people to watch, and most of those series that I got were from America, and they were on YouTube, and they were not really like that great. So I was just like, oh wait, too, like I'm not happy with like what I'm watching. So I ended up going on Google and searching for like queer series to watch, and I ended up finding like the first BL I watched. I can't really remember the name, but I'll put it like on the screen. It's either Chance by Moonlight or Two Chance or something like that, but it's around those lines. And that was the first BL series. That was the best. That was the first BL series I watched, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it, and after that I started watching more. I started like engaging more with other BL series. And over the years they've really improved. I'm not gonna lie, like they listen to the audience, they listen to us the viewers, and they created BL of high quality. They removed a lot of toxic behavior that we didn't like from the BL series. And I'm sorry if like I keep not pronouncing the words right, because like I have a lips that's not there. Secondly, I don't know why there's saliva piling up in my mouth, but it is. So I have to swallow like saliva. It's just not cute. But yeah, that's what I absolutely liked about the fact that they listened to us. They didn't just like take us for granted and say, ah, we're gonna give you this. They actually listened. And if you like look back at how BL series were like 4 or 5 years ago, they've improved so much. Like they've improved so much, and I'm really happy with how they are and like what the industry has done and stuff like that. So the first one we're going to review is one of my faves, and it's called the Eclipse. The Eclipse is a really beautiful BL series, and it features a lot of like well-known BL actors. Like it's a star-studded cast, baby. When I say star-studded, I mean star-studded cast. Okay, it features some of my faves. Like I was just screaming when I saw the trailer for the show, and like it showed like some of my face. I was like, ah, are you mad? Are you like stupid? But yeah, I keep looking down because I have like the list of the actors that were on the show. Like I can't remember their character names, but I know their real names. That's how much I am a fan of BL, okay? But anyway, let's like get into the show, like what is it about and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you from like what I remember and my experience, so don't judge me, okay? So what I remember from the show is that it's about this guy who had an uncle who was queer. I'm not sure if he knew the uncle was queer. That's one thing I am not sure of. So we have this guy by the name of Ayan on in the series, and his uncle was queer. So his uncle was a teacher at this very strict male school, and it was very strict, and I don't think it allowed anything outside of heterosexuality, because as we move like in the series we realized I could say like the uncle ended up leaving and committing suicide, which is something that's really sad and has been happening a lot lately. It's just been happening a lot in life actually, and it's really sad. But yeah, so we end up seeing that like as the series goes on. But yeah, so the uncle is actually queer, and I'm not sure if like the nephew knew, like I said. But then the nephew was really close with the uncle, so like at some point he was like, mom, this is him to his mom, I want to be transferred to the school that the uncle worked, because I want to find out what exactly happened to my uncle, because he believes that the school is what led his uncle to actually like, you know, commit suicide, which is really, really sad. So we see this boy get transferred to the school, and he's a rebel. Like he doesn't follow the rules. He's just like F you, F you, F you to everywhere, which is literally iconic. And by the way, I just want to mention that the character is played by my crush, Cartoon. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right also, because it's a Thai name. But if I wanna like cut it, I'll just say Cow, like Khao. But yeah, Cow, let's call him Cow. And he plays the character of Ayan, the guy I'm like talking about right now. So he's a rebel, and he doesn't care what anyone says, doesn't care about anything, and he just doing things on his own terms, own rules, etc. But now, when he gets to the school, he meets this other person who's by the name of Ark. And Ark is a very strict person. Like Ark doesn't mess around. Ark in the school on a scholarship, and he just wants to get his marks good, you know, get some good marks, and he just wants to make sure that, you know what, he's up to track. He's the school president. He wants to make sure he gets into the best university so he can provide for his parents. You know, he's a very focused guy. He's very strict. He's very like follows the role like to the T. So we get these two characters, and they sort of like clash-ish, because we see them like, I think they put them at the same table if I remember correctly, when they first like, when Ark was first, not Ark, Ayan was first moved to the school that Ark was attending. So like obviously like the opposite, so obviously they're gonna clash a bit and stuff like that, and Ark keeps following Ayan and like trying to see what Ayan is all about, what does he want from a school, because Ayan also like he's causing trouble at the school. Like Ayan is a lot. Ayan is a lot. So Ayan's causing all this trouble at the school, and I could just like, what is happening? Who are you? What do you want? What's your mission? And like also the teacher, or he's not the principal, but he's like, I think a head teacher, because like they report him most of the time, and his name is Chaddock. Basically he also like influences Ark on like what he needs to do. So like even if like Ark was not doing it on his own terms to follow Ayan and see what Ayan's all about, probably Chaddock was telling Ark to do that. And later in the story you find some interesting things, okay? But nobody knows also that Ayan is related to the teacher that committed suicide. The teacher is well known in the school that, oh, he left the school. I can't remember what reason they put behind him leaving the school. I think they just called him a traitor because he moved to a different school, as they assumed that he moved to a different school. So they assume that he moved to a different school and stuff like that. And Ian is here trying to find out what happened to his uncle, but no one knows he's related to the uncle, but he's just causing trouble as well. So now everybody's just like, trying to see what's up with this Ian boy. So we have Ian and Ark, and like there is chemistry and the person who pushed a lot of chemistry between the two of them is Ian, because Ian, he likes, he's the chaser. Like I feel like that person just likes, flirting and stuff like that, because he was the one doing most of the flirting. Ark was just like, but also it's understandable because Ark is uptight. So it's understandable why Ark was very much like, reserved about chasing Ian or anything like that. But yeah, as the story goes on, we meet other characters as well by the name of Tua. Another one is Khan, and then another one is Wat, and another one is Namu. These are the character names of these people that I'm gonna also like include in the review of the show. Yeah. So hey man, it's a lot. So we have Ark and Ian, right? So now we also have another, I feel like it's what do we call them? A supporting couple, because normally on a lot of BL series we have supporting like couples, I could say. Like we have the main couple and then we have the supporting couples. So Khan and Tua were the supporting couple, but they kind of like tried to mix a bit of tension between everyone, because Khan liked Tua liked Khan, ne? But Khan didn't want Tua to know that he liked him. He was just nervous. Also, like the school, the way it's situated, because he was part of the what is this? What do you call prefect? Yeah, prefect at the school. So he was a prefect at the school. So he wanted to maintain a reputable reputation and not be known for like, out here going with Tua, even though he likes Tua, and we all know he likes Tua. So now Ian is very close with Tua, and he's like just friendly with Tua, and like I said, Ian likes to flirt and just play around. So now, as Ian is doing that with Tua, Khan is getting upset. Khan is like, excuse me, I like this guy. He met with Ian, and he tells Ian, I like Tua. So I want to know what's happening between you and Tua, because I don't like seeing what I'm seeing, because I like Tua. Do you like Tua? Do you like Tua? Because I like Tua. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. What are we going to do about that? And then Ian's like, please, I have my own person that I like and I'm pursuing. So you go and mess with your Tua. You go and chill with your Tua. I don't give an AF, okay? So Khan is like, okay, cool. And then we see Khan like now like getting comfortable a bit with Tua and kind of pursuing Tua, but also he's scared and like he's doing this like weird stuff of like kissing Tua and then acting like he didn't kiss Tua. Like he's so messy. Like Tua's like, I'm not here for this nonsense. Like I like you and I want to be with you, and if you're not feeling like that, nigga, the door. So we see that happening, and eventually they end up being together because Khan ends up like just being free with himself and stuff like that, and actually expressing his feelings towards Tua. Back to the storyline at Ian and Thingy and Ark. We see Ian like pushing Ark out of his comfort zone, and I love that so much because I was too uptight for my liking. I was like why are you so uptight? Like relax. So we see Ayan pushing Ak out of his comfort zone, and we see Ak crying a lot, which Bandla, if you know I'm still gonna talk about this on other series. This crying stuff. I'm not saying a man shouldn't cry, but Bandla, it was just too much. Every 5 seconds, every 5 like no, not every 5 seconds crying. And I also felt like Ak was, how can I put this? No, Ayan was taking a lot of Ak's burden, because Ak keeps like crying and like mentioning how it's hard for him and stuff like that. So now Ayan like also has his stuff going on, but he has to like, you know, take what Ak is offloading off of him and just take it like a man. Like it was just a lot for poor Ayan. I felt for him, because I was like, yo, if it was me, I could never. Like imagine taking so much load. I have my own load. Excuse me, I have my own bags I have to carry, and you want me to carry yours as well? Not gonna happen, not today, I say. So Ayan is like pushing Ak out of comfort zone, and we end up seeing Ak thingy. We kind of see Ak like come out and also like standing up for himself, even to the teacher by the name of Chedok. We end up seeing him like stand up to the teacher and like just be like, nah, sir, this is not gonna happen, it's gonna happen anymore. And then I can't remember how exactly it happened, but I remember there was a letter that fell under the table, and the letter was found. Okay, I remember. Ak stole Ayan's notebook, and Ayan kept everything there. So at some point, the notebook ended up on a teacher Chadwick's like table, and then that's when it appeared that Ak actually didn't steal the book. It's teacher Chadwick who stole the book. Teacher Chadwick stole the book and read it, and then found out that Ak is actually not Ak. Ayan is actually related to the uncle who passed. The other teacher, the uncle who passed. It's a lot. It's a lot. I need to breathe. Woo. But yeah. Ayan then finds the book at Chadwick's office, and it's like, hey bro, so I don't know how it ended up getting revealed. I can't remember clearly because I've watched so many BL series, it's just a lot. But it ends up being revealed that actually Ayan is related to the teacher who passed, which is his uncle. And then we found out, the bombastic side eye of the story, which is that teacher Chadwick was actually in a romantic relationship with Ayan's uncle. Mic drop, sweetly. We find that out, and we find out that the principal of the school, who's very homophobic, because why are you so against the homosexual? Why are you against the homosexual? So we find that the principal found out, and the principal was like, I'm not having this. You leave. You will stay because of XYZ. I think Chadwick denied being in a romantic relationship, or he said that he's not gonna pursue, or it's just gonna stop there. That's why he ended up staying at the school. And the guy, Ayan's uncle, was like, I'm not having this. I was in a romantic relationship for you for so long. And the Chadwick guy also ended up proposing, but he's now like, he's so messy also. So Ayan's uncle was like, I'm not having this. I'm moving. I'm out. And Ayan's uncle is caring so much of him that he couldn't. You know, when you cannot deal with things, you're just like, it's too much. I can't. It was a lot for him that he ended up actually committing suicide, which is really, really sad. Like, so sad. But yeah, so the uncle ended up committing suicide, and then we find that Chadwick actually knew that the uncle committed suicide, because when the uncle committed suicide by throwing himself from the mountain, Chadwick actually came and saw the uncle do that. Apparently, he tried to stop him, but the uncle was just like, I'm not having it, I'm not here for this, and he ended up committing suicide. But yeah, so we end up finding that Chadwick is actually like, he resents himself, like he regrets a lot of stuff, and he wishes that things didn't go that way because he really loved Ian's uncle. Yeah, and then I think at some point Ian and Ark also like expressed feelings towards each other, and they end up being in a relationship, which is really nice to see. It's always nice when a BL ends on a good note. I have had one. Is it one? I'm not sure if it's one, but there's one I remember vividly that ended on a very sad note, and it stunned me the first time I watched it, and I couldn't believe my eyes. But yeah, so it's good that it ended on a good note. It's sad that the uncle died because of that, but at the end of the day, things happen, and it's life, and it's sad, but it's life. I'm really sad that uncle had to die in the story because of someone being against him and his relationship with the person he's in love with. Like, how messed up is that? So yeah, guys, that is my review on this series called The Eclipse. If you want to watch it, I will leave a link in the description box so you can get everything about it. There's a lot that happened that I did not obviously do the review on. I'm just giving you guys the highlights and mostly what I remember from watching the series. I'm gonna do plenty more of reviews of the other series I have. Like, I have so many I've watched, and I absolutely love the idea of doing this because it's something that I enjoy watching and I can share it with you guys. Like, I just it makes me so happy. So yeah, that's all on this review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Before you leave, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on your post notification bells so you can get a notification every time I post, because I'm sure you don't want to miss out on my reviews. I'm pretty sure you won't want to miss out on my reviews.